Hello everyone, my name is Ash, and if you want to know how I ended up painting this Cammy statue in her bikini, stay tuned so you can see a step-by-step guide on how I did this. As with all projects, we start with a good black primer for the base coat. I personally find it much easier to use these things as an ink because it flows much better through an airbrush and it lets you get a better gradient when you're doing your zenithal highlight. So certain spots will be pure white where other spots could be slightly gray. Like you can see on the legs that some parts remain black. Now apply sunset red on top of all the whitening. You're pretty much going to cover the entire thing. So now we're moving on to the shadows, the black areas. We want to use either a transparent red or a red ink. I prefer the red ink since it takes less coats to build up. You aren't actually covering the entire black paint, just enough that the red will be seen. But you can see how it's building into the red and kind of changing it slightly. It's very hard to explain. So, do you remember how we did the zenithal? We're going to take a basic skin tone and do the exact same thing, just trying to hit the high points first. Certain spots that, like the butt cheeks, the calf, parts of the front of the leg, it builds up into a nice kind of gradient instead of just being one solid color. So you can see here right in the butt cheek onto the foot that it's still got that medium flesh tone and that the reds and blacks. So we're going to take our light flesh tone, and this is going to be the tip top of our highlights. Just spots like the calf, the butt cheeks, some of the toes, spots like that. Okay, once it's been clear coated, this is the fun part, but also very messy. It's washes. This part is entirely up to how much you want to tint skin. Yellow doesn't do too much, it's just slightly doing. Blue is, you have to be very, very careful because it will bite in incredibly fast. Red, I think, is the biggest difference in the whole thing, as it tints it a lot more than the previous layers and gives it more of a... Her eyelashes are done in black, and I'll touch them up afterwards to kind of clean it up, make it look more proper. So for the sclera of the eye, we don't actually use pure white because it'll end up looking more like a doll. If you use an off-white, Cammy has very light blue eyes. After we paint the circle and apply thin coats, you can actually dab it on if you want to try and get it on easier. But leave the black ring on the outside to make it look a lot better. And then you can apply a lighter coat on top of that to give the difference in the eye colors. This is the spot that you have to keep a very steady hand on, is the pupil, because if it's too small, it looks very weird, but if it's too big, I think you gotta get that in between. Her eyebrows, her hair, it's all just done in a solid yellow. You just kind of swap it on to get everything you need. But we're going to go back and fix it with a wash and highlighting it. She's got these little red wraps around her hair. It's just blood red, the strongest color I've got. Just give it a few coats and it'll look fine. For the lips, we're going to use a glaze medium with my strongest red, blood red mixed in. With glaze mediums, it actually makes it require more layers to build up to a nice looking coat. Her bikini is done in an olive green, and you have to be very careful here to not hit the skin, because if you do, it's an absolute pain in the ass to fix it. But this is what it looks like when it's fully dried with quite a few coats. It's very nice and very Cammy-esque. Normally I don't take an airbrush to my desk because it's such a mess, but I wanted to try to brighten up spots on the bikini that would be worn out. You'd have the groin on top of the breasts, just to kind of highlight the parts that are worn out more. I gotta apologize for this camera work here. I've never done airbrushing makeup on like this, and I wanted to try it. I think it turned out pretty well when I did a few more layers. I just now noticed while editing this that the bikini doesn't have the golden stars on the middle straps or the upper ones. I get it from a perspective of fashion, but OCD wants me to have all of them there. See, this is the spot where we're applying a brown wash to the hair, because blonde hair isn't always pure blonde. It's very like brown, got other cuts of yellow. And the last step, we're going to take a gloss varnish and apply it to her lips, her nails, her eyes. And that is Bikini Babe is done. I want to say thanks for sticking around, and I kind of hope this helped you understand a method of airbrushing on the skin tones, is a way to build it up for a more realistic look. I'm still trying to get better at it myself. I have another video coming out with Chun-Li, same bikini, but let's just hope this helped. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe. I upload when I can. There's so many models I want to do. It just takes time.